Hi, my name is Sundaresh. IC engine develops power once in every 4 strokes. Combustion is required to get power. For combustion, we require fuel, oxygen and fire. Fuel contains hydrogen and carbon called hydrocarbons. Air contains oxygen, fire. During combustion, chemical reaction takes place and produces byproducts as results and called as emissions. If the combustion is complete, the emissions from the engine are harmless. But if the combustion is incomplete, then the emissions from the engine is harmful to the human and the incomplete combustion to be cured. To convert the harmful emissions into harmless, many emission control systems are used in the automobile. Now we are going to learn one of the emission control system component called Evaporative Emission Control System. In short, it is called EVAP Emission Control System. EVAP Canister System is responsible for collecting and storing fuel vapors from the fuel tank. The vapors are then sent to the engine and to be burned off. The EVAP canister system is important because it helps to keep the air clean and prevents fuel vapors from escaping into the atmosphere. However, the system can also cause problems if it becomes clogged or damaged. If that happens, then fuel may leak out of the canister and onto the ground below. In some cases, the leaked gas has even been known to ignite, causing a fire hazard.
At the end of this demonstration, you will be able to explain the working of EVAP emission system, carry out the testing of EVAP emission system, tools required, trainees toolkit, multimeter, equipment required, a vehicle in running condition, air compressor, vacuum pump, materials required, soft cloth. EVAP emission system reduces the amount of fuel vapors containing HC that escape to the atmosphere. Evaporative systems control the emission of petrol vapors from the fuel tank. In warm weather, petrol evaporates easily even though its vapor pressure is more closely controlled. Evaporative emissions account for about 20% of vehicle emissions. Now, we are going to learn how Evaporative Emission Control System operates. The Evaporative Emission Control System used in petrol vehicles. A parked car emits substantial emissions if the system is not working properly. The main component of the evaporative emission control system is charcoal canister. The charcoal absorbs and stores the petrol vapor until they can be drawn into the engine. When the engine is not running, fuel vapors are routed through hoses to a charcoal canister and they are stored. When the engine is running under the correct operating conditions, the vapors are purged from the canister and again drawn to the intake manifold. Earlier vehicles use vented fuel tank cap to allow the air into the fuel tank. Otherwise, the fuel tank will collapse due to vacuum inside the tank. So, the fuel vapor in the fuel tank escapes through the fuel vent cap. This fuel vapor contains HC and pollutes the atmospheric air. Instead of allowing outside air into the tank can be vented by the gas cap. This avoids the fuel vapor to escape into the atmosphere, and we can use this fuel vapor for burning also. Now we are going to learn the parts and functions of the EVAP emission control system. The parts of the EVAP system are charcoal canister, purge valve, fuel tank pressure sensor, electronic control module. Charcoal canister is the main part of the EVAP system. It has 3 connections. One is connected with the fuel tank. Another one is connected with a throttle body. The third one is open to allow fresh air. A purge valve is connected between the canister and the throttle body. It is operated by ECM. When the engine is not running, vapors are routed through lines and hoses to a charcoal canister where they are stored. When the engine is running under the correct operating conditions, the vapors are purged from the canister and again drawn to the intake manifold, so they can be burned in the engine cylinders. The second stage of the evaporation cycle, the liquid hydrocarbons are drawn from the canister through a bypass valve and fed directly into the intake manifold. This prevents them becoming trapped in the cold parts of the engine, where they would condense back to a vapor when the engine is stopped or running at low RPM. When the engine stops, the canister continues to draw vapors from the fuel tank through the vent line until it is again pressurized. Next, we will discuss about how to test EVAP control system. Check the condition of all the hoses related to the EVAP system. A leaking EVAP system can allow petrol vapor to escape into the air. Visually inspect the hoses for damage or loose connections. Check all the electrical connections for its cleanliness and tightness. If the malfunction indicator is illuminated, use a scan tool to check the diagnostic trouble codes to help locate the problem. If there are no DTCs and the vehicle is not showing any signs of a leak, then check for other malfunctions that may be causing this issue. If there is an onboard diagnostics, trouble code relating to the EVAP system, repair it according to the manufacturer's specifications. Suppose any problem with EVAP system, that is the purge valve is stuck open, results high emissions and a rich mixture in idle. Liquid fuel in the canister can cause poor starting on a hot engine along with black smoke. In such condition, the canister is to be replaced and rectify the problem in the fuel lines. When the engine is cold, fuel may leak from the canister and cause poor starting. The result will be black smoke at startup as the engine warms up. In such condition, the canister should be replaced and rectify the problem in fuel line. Check the EVAP purge valve terminal's resistance. It should be within the specification as per the manufacturer's recommendation. Otherwise, replace the purge valve. Remove the canister and apply compressed air in the tank pipe. The airflow should come out freely in purge pipe and air pipe. If not, replace the canister.
Till now, we have learned about the Evaporative Emission Control system. This system reduces the HC emission from the fuel tank. The EVAP canister stores the fuel fumes and sends to the intake manifold when the engine is running, allowing the car to continue to burn fuel even when it is stopped. Hope you have clear on this. Do this EVAP canister and purge value checking with the help of your instructor.